What is up, guys? In today's video, we're going to be talking about an item that Fortnite secretly removed in the most recent update, and that is going to be the Shield Bubble Jrs. As always, if you guys do enjoy this video, find it helpful, informative, or interesting, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you would like to see more, comment down below what you think of this change, and if you guys would like to use my code in the shop when getting anything. It is Evolve Jake, just like my channel name is, and it is underneath the webcam at all times. So I basically already said what the entirety of this video is going to be about. In the most recent update, I believe last Thursday's update, it seems that the Shield Bubble Jrs had been vaulted. And I went a few days without noticing this. I feel like it wasn't really something that I actively use or actively seek out. But it did randomly occur to me that wait, I haven't really seen anybody use Shield Bubbles recently. And Shield Bubbles and bubble fighting is a very prominent place, or maybe not prominent playstyle, but it's a very effective playstyle for people who are good at executing it. So when you would go up against somebody who used bubbles well, it was typically going to be a decent fight. And with the glove uppercut of this season, or just the glove spam in general, a lot of people would use these bubbles to try to kind of negate how much of the fight was a glove fight in these close range encounters, because if you were on the opposite side of the bubble as the person using the gloves, I think you wouldn't get affected by it. So if you wanted to slide in and uppercut somebody out of their bubble, you had to be in the bubble with them. It's not like they could you could get them while they were outside of it. So the bubbles were a pretty decent counter to the gloves, and that is now gone in public matches. I believe in ranked they're still there, and I believe in reload they're still there, but I'm talking about zero build public matches, the version of the game that most zero build players actually play. Seems like bubbles are gone. So if you are somebody who really loved the bubble playstyle and you've been looking for them and wondering why they aren't there, this is why. It seems like they are vaulted. I didn't really see any comments from this on any sort of news account or Fortnite themselves. So it's always one of those things where I don't know if this was an intentional change or just a random bug that happened. They're potentially still attainable from the supply drops, because the supply drops that the battle bus driver can drop down kind of have different loot sometimes. So maybe they're still attainable that way, but just from regular chests and regular floor loot, doesn't seem like shield bubbles are in the game anymore. And so if you are someone who's been kind of seeking them out or trying to use them as a way to avoid those glove fights, it's not in the game right now. So you're not crazy for not finding them. This seems to have been something that changed, and I feel like this is just a buff to the gloves in a way, because as I said, these were one of the main counters to glove fighting. I think is if I was pushing somebody that threw these shield bubbles down, I knew it was going to be a pretty different fight than how it normally would be, pressuring damage on somebody. So if you're someone who really liked using the bubbles, this definitely hurts you. And if you're someone who doesn't like using the bubbles or doesn't like playing against the bubbles, this is probably an improvement for you, because it definitely is a unique way of fighting and somewhat of a unique skill in of itself, the bubble fighting. And it's something that the enemy kind of has a conscious, if they have the bubbles, they can make the fight a bubble fight, and you don't really have much options if you're bad at bubble fighting other than just getting away and resetting and waiting for it to time out. And so it's always been a very effective playstyle for players who are very good at it. And I imagine they will be coming back at some point, because they've been in the loot pool for a majority of zero build seasons in recent months or recent years. So I wouldn't be surprised at all to see them return in the next update or sometime soon-ish. But for now, they aren't in the game. Again, a difference between ranked and pubs. I often get asked, or not often, but I somewhat often get asked in videos why I don't play ranked in the background of my videos. And one of the main reasons for that is how different the game can be between ranked and pubs. The loot pool is often quite different. And in this season, there's no rivalries in ranked. So the game is very different between ranked and pubs. The rivalry system really impacts how the game plays. And we don't have separate player counts anymore for ranked and pubs. But when we did have separate player counts for ranked and public matches, zero build ranked was typically not a very populated playlist at all. And so if I'm making content on the game, it makes most sense, if I'm going to make zero build content, to make zero build public match content, because that's the version of the game that most people are playing. Ranked, having a separate loot pool and not having certain items, I think makes a lot of sense to make the mode more competitive. But it also makes it so different at times that it doesn't translate, or it's not relatable to people playing the regular version of the game. And that's why I've always focused on making, public match oriented content, because it's the version of the game that actually get players. We don't see separate player counts anymore between ranked and pubs because Fortnite just combined all Battle Royale players into one playlist tile. You just see the number of Battle Royale players. But when we had separate playlists for it and you could see the ranked numbers individually, it was significantly lower player base than pubs. But that is going to be it for this video. I just wanted to let you guys know about the shield bubble change. If you have been searching for them, maybe take a break from searching for them because it seems like they're not in the game right now. As always, if you guys did enjoy this video, find it helpful, informative, or interesting, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you would like to see more, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. I would have like the most ammo to finish him. But I didn't want to shoot it right away because it's kind of hard to hit him when they're in this guy for like the full 250, you know? Especially with the gloves this season, like he could just easily reposition like how he did. 2 people left. How many crown players in this lobby? Yup. Is this man in the tunnel? Her touchgun, yeah. The skin that got Tfue banned on Twitch for a bit. Please try to zipline over here, sir. I think he ziplined away. I could use that chug for 14, but I'm like worried it'd get me greased. There's probably gonna be barrels. I don't have time to get the barrels. I want the fight to be him at the gas station and me on this hill, but I don't know if I got the timing for it because my car like stopped when I landed. And yeah, the skin that I killed right there, when it came out, Tfue had called it a shortened version of the word raccoon, and he got like banned on Twitch for that. Like he said that raccoon skin, trying to, you know, I think tell his teammate what skin it was or whatever. I don't know the exact context of it, but yeah. There's a word that's used as a, you know, slur. Jeez. I think that was actually how I heard about Tfue for the first time. Because everyone was like, well, this is so stupid for Twitch to ban him for that.